Welcome to the Daily Smash for Thursday, September 8th, 2022. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
We're both very tired.
We're exhausted. I woke up so early this morning. I went to bed really late.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
And we've been working our tails off. Kelly, breaking news coming up, Kelly's jury service, and also our Wednesday show taken off of YouTube temporarily. But first...
You guys have to hear about that.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah.
Cristiano, thank you again for sponsoring our show. Purity, passion, and promise in every bottle. No sugar, no additives, unlike 90% of the tequila on the market. Can I say something about the brothers who started this tequila company? First of all, they used
Nick and Karen.
they use the finest Jalisco Highlands blue agave. They are giving back to the community. They donate a percentage of every bottle sold to the village of Arandas, Mexico, to the orphanage, the public schools, and the soccer club. If you can't find it near you, you can find it at l-cristiano.com. It's a terrific beverage.
It's awesome.
And they're good guys.
They're great.
Okay, what do you want to talk about first? The show being taken down or jury service?
Let's talk about the show taking down, because let's do it in chronological order. Yeah.
Okay, so the show gets posted in the morning, and then we get a notice from YouTube. It's been taken down because of...
I'm at jury duty. He falls asleep because we got to bed really, really late.
Yeah,
last night.
I fell back asleep, and I wake up, and the show's not on.
Yeah.
And they said it was for medical misinformation.
Right. Medical misinformation. Now, we're going to talk about this. Rick has been a journalist for 35 years, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk about this on our Patreon. So if you guys want to subscribe to that,
Patreon.com.
we are going to get in depth on how
also Spotify and
everything
Apple
is changing. Podcast. And we can't talk about it right now because Big Brother is watching us.
Apparently. I mean, there are things that you can't say on YouTube, but we can say on our podcast on Patreon.
Right. So
because it is behind a paywall.
Down, so there you go.
You have to pay $5, but that's for all 55 episodes.
So if you really want to hear what we have to talk about and like what we have to say, then you can follow us there. Say hi, Megan Cameron. Say hi.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if you want to support our cause and, if you believe in what we're saying, if you want to hear more from us, and that's the place to do it, because we can talk freely there, and we really can't hear. So the show was taken down. I had to edit out a few minutes of it to make sure that we didn't upset anyone, and we put it back up.
What was it setting in when it was Big Brother censoring us?
So we were joking yesterday about how there was no point even letting you in the courthouse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But they did.
Yes. So
you got your tag.
I went in there, and by the way, we got home really, really late. We were working pretty late, and then went to bed and woke up at 6, and I was like, oh, my God, like, where am I? What am I doing? I got ready really quick.
Yeah.
And I'm out the door. I thought I'd go run through Starbucks. I got a coffee, didn't even think to bring a bottled water. So we're sitting there, and there's this whole rigmarole in one room, and then a whole section of people get called their letters, their numbers, and I'm like, oh God, I didn't get picked. Yes. Then they're like, Kelly Leventhal, 523 or whatever. And so I'm like, wait, what does that mean? I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
You got called to a courtroom?
I got called to a courtroom, right? And I was thinking the people that went up there had the tags. I'm like, yes, I didn't get called.
Yeah.
So they said my name, and then they're like, 523, go to the courtroom. So I get up, and I go to the courtroom. I'm like, son of a biscuit. So I'm sitting down, and they're like...
Just in case you hadn't... Wait, real quick. She doesn't want to be on a jury. She has a lot of stuff to do the next day.
Yeah.
Well, all she wants to do is get dismissed and not have to come back.
Oh, dude.
In fact, can I just interject? The day before, when I told her, Kelly, guess what? I have bad news.
Yes.
You're going to have to go do your jury service.
No, he called at 5. We're going to the desert.
She goes, I'm not going.
I go, I'm not going.
I'm not going.
I'm not going.
I'm like, no, honey, I'm sorry, but you have to go. It's jury service.
I'm not going.
No, but babe, this is what your civic duty. I mean, they called you. If you don't go, they're going to send out a warrant for your arrest.
I'm like, so what? Like, I'll do it again.
She was like, what are they going to do?
Yeah, I go, what are they going to do?
Are they really going to arrest me? I'm like, maybe. They might make an example of you for the rest of the world. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So I got scared. He scared me. So we woke up. We got home like at midnight last night. And then it takes a little while to wind down. So I get up, I go. So I'm sitting down.
Wait, you say you got called into the courtroom?
Yeah, I get called into the courtroom. And then everybody that called had badges. So the people that didn't have the badges stayed in the bleeders, or I call them like the regular people.
Yeah.
And then the chosen ones got, in the line,
Oh,
right?
yeah. And you got to sit in a jury box?
Got to sit in a jury box.
Uh-huh.
So everybody goes in line, and I legit am second to the last, okay?
Yeah. They saved the best for last. Second to
I'm
last.
the second to the last. So we sit down, and then all of a sudden, I have my coffee, and I felt like I was having a panic attack, like an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
And I was dying of thirst, and I feel like I couldn't get water. And then my blood sugar went down. At this time, it's already 11 o'clock. I got there at 8. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So the judge looks at me, and he goes, "Are you Kelly Leventhal?" I'm like, "Yeah, how did you know?" And he goes, "Do you need a water?" I'm like, "I do." And the guy next to me goes, "I have a Quest bar. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, my blood sugar is going down." So I drank, and then the deputy's right there looking at me. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like,
Oh, they're all catering to her now.
They know my name.
Oh, can I do your nails while you sit there?
They
Make me style your
water.
hair.
I'm getting a bar. I'm like, yes.
You get a foot massage while you're at it?
So I'm listening to all. So it starts with all these people, right? And here are the questions.
Oh, they're asking you questions.
They ask every single person on that jury
Panel,
box, on
yeah.
that panel.
Yeah.
They say, "What's your occupation?
Uh-huh.
What's your spouse occupation?
Yeah.
Children occupation, relative." So anyway, the judge is the nicest. His name's Judge Adams.
Yeah.
And the nicest.
Oh, yeah, he's a good one.
No, he's the nicest, sweetest, charismatic judge I've ever met in my life. My first husband was a criminal defense attorney.
Was he like Fred Gwynn?
So I've spent a lot of
My
time in
Cousin Vinny?
courtrooms. Huh?
He wasn't like Fred Gwynn and My Cousin Vinny?
No, he wasn't like Eddie Munster.
No.
So anyways.
Herman Munster.
Or yeah, that one. So anyways, so he's got he's totally cool, right? He goes into this whole spiel, the judge, and he's like, "It is," and everyone wants to know that they don't do this. He's like, "This is our American right. This is why we're the greatest country in the whole wide world.
Yes.
Because nobody is guilty. Everybody is not guilty until proven guilty."
You know what Kelly was
this is a
thinking.
section of the, this is what he said. So then he uses the analogy of Amanda Knox. Swear to God. And it was like, oh, now he's really now I get what he's saying. Cause I love that story on the Today Show. I watched it all the time. So he's like, see, Spain doesn't have that. That girl was totally innocent, and they put her through the ringer. It was like, oh, I'm
not sure she was totally innocent. I covered that story.
Did you?
I did a little bit of work on that story. I'm not sure she was totally innocent.
Okay, well, whatevs. Okay.
Wasn't she convicted in the first court?
Yeah, well, by Italy. But so anyway, the judge is saying how great our nation is.
Agreed.
And this is our civic duty, and it's our right as Americans to vote, and it's our duty.
Our duty.
It's our duty.
Yes.
To please the booty.
You have to.
I'm just kidding.
And I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Believe me.
No, but serious.
So good. So you were doing your civic duty, but you did not want to stay. You had stuff to do. You had to get the heck out of there.
I was antsy. I was like thinking I was going to have an anxiety attack excuse, all diabetes.
So when you get before the judge, and he starts questioning you.
So anyway, so he says this, okay? So he's like, "Hi, Mrs. Leventhal." He goes, "What's your occupation?" I go, "My occupation is I'm a YouTuber now, and I am an influencer, and I used to be a former housewife of Orange County." And he goes, "Huh?" He goes, "Your spouse? What's his occupation?" I go, "He was a former." I go, "He was a reporter for Fox News Network, the main Fox up in New York." He's like, "He's retired. He's been there for 25 years." Been in the news 35. He goes, "Any children?" I go, "Yeah, a junior at Mater Dei." He goes, "Do you have any relatives in law enforcement?" And I go, "Yep, I do, in Arizona. I have some chiefs there." I do.
Yeah.
Maze is my name. You can look him up.
Okay.
And then he goes, "Victims of any crime or charged with a crime?" I go, "Yeah, I was charged with a crime." And he goes, "What for?" And I go, "Domestic violence." And he goes, What happened?" And I go, "I hit my ex-husband, Michael, but he totally deserved it." And the whole courtroom started laughing.
They never saw anyone like Kelly. I'm telling you right now.
You can ask
not
anybody.
even doing it justice.
This is.
They
I
never
swear,
saw
this
anyone
isn't
like
true.
her walk through those
Yeah,
doors.
this isn't true. And he looked at me.
So wait, but
well, and he totally wanted me on board after I said that. And
Yeah.
then I said, he goes, and then he goes, and then he asked me if I've ever served on jury duty. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I was like 19. I don't remember.
Right.
And I go, and he goes, okay, is there anything, he goes, that there's an issue with? I go, just wanting to let you know, I can't go through with this. I'm a known person that has. He goes, you have good judgment. I go, nope, I have zero judgment. I don't have bad judgment, as a matter of fact. And he goes, well, do you have what is it?
Common sense.
Yeah, do you have common sense? I go, as a matter of fact, I have zero common sense. And you can. I go, I hate to say this, but you have to Google me, and you will totally know. I don't have any common sense. I don't have any
bad judgment.
Bad judgment. I go, I have bad judgment. He goes,
no judgment, no common sense.
You just said you were an influencer. He goes, you just said you are an influencer. And I go, and so how could you not have good judgment? I go, I never said it was a good influencer. It's bad influence, awesome. Actually.
That's
and he
awesome.
goes, and then he starts talking to he spoke to both of the lawyers.
Yeah.
And they're like, she's out of here. I was like,
nice work, Kelly. Good job. Way to dodge jury service. The rest of you, please serve on juries. We just don't need Kelly on a jury right now.
All you have to say to get out of jury is like, I voted for Trump.
It depends on probably
or
depends
wear
on
a
where the
MAGA
courtroom
hat.
is.
And then you're like,
someone else said
out.
they got out of it for that. I read that today.
Yeah, someone else said that. Yeah, they got out of it for that.
So, and the trial was for meth. Someone was on meth who was like.
Yeah. So the charge was the case was this guy was not driving under the influence of alcohol, and then he gave this whole analogy of it's not against the law to drink and drive, as long as you're not impaired. Uh-huh. Where like in Arizona, like you can have.
So
a couple
what's the
drinks.
level of methamphetamine you can ingest before it's
so
legal
anyway, the guy is getting on
drive?
meth. And by the way, I could have said I love Breaking Bad and I have empathy for these people.
I'm telling you, they made the right decision. Okay. You got a souvenir. You got a souvenir. You have your juror badge. That's awesome. And you also, before we go, you have your favorite thing.
Oh yeah, my favorite thing. So my favorite thing I love, and I give all my friends these as gifts. It's called OC.
What is that?
It's my favorite stuff, and it makes my skin. And people touch me, and they're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, when I get out of the shower, I put it on my skin.
You've never put any on me.
Because it's expensive. I don't want to waste on you. You're old.
I mean, my skin could be falling off. Her skin's like taut and beautiful.
You're already old
and
already. No one cares.
What? You don't care?
I mean, I'm used to you already. I'm kidding.
That's the Daily Smash for Thursday. We appreciate you guys so much. And if you want more of this content, but the really good stuff, go on over to patreon.com or Apple or Spotify and subscribe to the Rick and Kelly Show.
Yeah.
We think you'll love it.
Yeah. Oh God, I didn't mean to touch your nose.
Why? It's fine.
Okay, good.
Just don't punch me in my nose.
Oh yeah, I won't.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Take care, guys.